Welcome all to Series 146 out of the Park Baseball 20. We are back with you live for another matchup on this Sunday. Hope you're enjoying your day wherever you might be. And it's always good to have baseball in the middle of winter to keep us reminded that opening day is coming up. And we've been going through a number of eras and teams here. If this is your first video, we encourage you to go through some of the other ones. Just some teams and some history and some drama, as always. Ready to go with Series 146, and we introduced two teams from almost the same eras, only 8 years apart. Looking at introducing them first, the 1925 Chicago Cubs, who actually were not very good. They were in last place in the National League. They lost 86 games. They went through 3 managers. So the Cubs, in an era where they were usually pretty good, struggled a bit. Gabby Hartnett at 24 hit 289, coming into his own with 24 home runs. 351 on base. Charlie Grimm at 26. He hit 10 long balls, hit 306 for the season. Rabbit Merivale, the Hall of Famer, at 33. More in there for his leadership and his defense. And looking at the rest of the side, maybe Mandy Brooks there with his 14 homers and a 281 average. Tommy Griffith at 285. Sparky Adams playing second base, hit 287, stole 26 bases. Art John, Mike Gonzalez, some players that also got a number of at-bats. With Hartnett, Grimm, really the best hitters you can say on the team. Even they weren't excellent per se, so the club probably had some issues generating runs, as you might expect. Pitching-wise, the Cubs are leading on 38-year-old Grover Cleveland Alexander, 15-11, 339. The legend that was Alexander, a little bit past his prime, obviously. Did pitch 236 innings, walked 29 only in all of those innings. Great control. The 3.39 ERA with the 20 complete games for Alexander. But anytime you lean on a 38-year-old, it might be a rough year per se. Sheriff Blake, 10-18, lost 18 games because the ERA was pretty inflated. Wilbur Cooper, you may have heard of. He is 12-14 with a 4.28. And Tony Kaufman also got almost 200 innings, 13-13 there. Guy Bush with a number of starts and so forth. So pitching also not a strong point for this Cubs team that coming in has definitely some holes. The rotation, other than Alexander, who's also questionable, isn't the strongest. And the hitting still hasn't come into his own. Of course, the Cubs will be much better in the early 30s as they went along. Their opposition is a good team. They're going to face the 1917 Cleveland Indians, who, on the flip side, won 88 games, finished third in the American League. Lee Full is the manager. Of course, the Indians in a few years would actually win it all. League Park, their home. And looking at their team, Tris Speaker, of course, the big name here. He's 29 years old, hit 42 doubles, 352 average, 432 on base. Speaker in his prime, and of course his numbers speak for themselves. Only drove in 60 runs, but of course he was at the top of the order. And also keep in mind, he only played in 142 games. I don't think they had a full season in 1917, if I'm not incorrect. Steve O'Neill, a great catcher, but he only hit 184, so he struggled with the bat. You can see that stands out. Bragg Roth at 285 with a 355. He hit 30 doubles on the year. Jack Rainey adds 29 doubles, although his average is down there. Joe Evans also struggled. While Ray Chapman in 156, he doubled 28 times, hit 302, 370. Chapman, a very underrated ball player. Joe Harris, you can see Terry Turner, Lou Guisto on the bench. Speaker leading the charge. Some good defense. And surprising that the averages are as low as they are for this club. But pitching-wise, here you see the strength. Jim Bagby, 199 ERA and 26 complete, over 320 innings. He even saved 7 games. What a year for Bagby. He did it all in 1917. Stan Kovaleski, another legend, 19-14. Look at that ERA, 1.81 in almost 300 innings. Ed Klepfer and Guy Morton, the other arms that pitched a bundle of innings. Fritz Kumbi also got 10 starts along with Otis Lambeth, but the top four really the men that got most of it done. Bagby and Kovaleski, really, really impressive seasons for the Indians, who, again, had a good season and had a good team. So looking at the matchup, definitely Cleveland's the favorite. Teams from similar eras, similar makeups, I would say. Midwest battle here. We will be at League Park for games 1 and 2 before we head out to the old Wrigley Field for the middle portion of the series. Going to see some Hall of Fame talent, some good stars, and we'll see where the series goes. We haven't seen one go the distance in a little while, so maybe this one will. Pete Alexander, 38 years old, is going to go up against Ed Klepfer. Kind of a surprising start for the Indians. In Game 1 from League Park, this series is going to get started, and we are excited to present it to you. Ready to go with the 1925 Chicago Cubs battling it out against the 1917 Cleveland Indians. So October day, we actually got some snow in the air, believe it or not, here at League Park. But the game will go on, and we have runner on third with Sparky Adams up. It's already 1-0 Cleveland. And this ball's drilled to right field, to the wall. That ball's going to be caught up against the wall. Great catch out there by Roth, but a run will score, and it's 2-0 now. I'm sorry, 1-1 now, as the Cubs tie it up, and Joe Evans is up there for the home team with a runner on third, bottom of the second. This is hit to the second baseman. Play will be made there, but the run will come in to score. So it's 2-1 now, Cleveland. Cubs coming up top of the third. Charlie Grimm at the plate. 2 outs, runners on the corners for Grimm. Grimm will pop it up, however. That should be playable. Score remains 2-1. Here's Cliff Heathcote. Runner on second. We're in the top of the 5th now. Ground ball. That's through. Runner's going to round third. He's going to try to score. Here comes the throw. Not in time. RBI single for Heathcote. It's 3-2 now. The Cubs cutting into the lead. We got Heathcote out on second. Howard Freegall at the plate. And Freegall line a single to center. This might tie the ball game up. Runner round in third, and it is now 3-3. The Cubs come right back, and we got an even ball game as we move to the 8th inning. Heathcote back up there. That is ripped to right field, way back, looking up at the wall. Goodbye. Home run, Heathcote. The Cubs take the lead here late in the 8th inning. A bomb by the left-handed swinging Heathcote, and it is 4-3, and Alexander still on the mound as we move to the 8th. Bottom of the 8th, I should say. Jack Graney, the hitter. And there's a walk by Alexander, who knows something about big games. Ragnar Roth is the hitter. He takes ball 4, so Alexander in big trouble here. 2 on, it's only a 1-run lead. He stays in the game, however, to face Joe Harris. Harris will line this one to center field, but that's going to be right at the center fielder. Brooks has got it, so that's the first out. It was a 3-0 pitch, and Roth swung at it. Here's Tris Speaker, 1 out, 2 on. New pitcher in the game, George Milstead. And this one's hit to center field. Speaker can't come through. That's the second out of the inning on a full count. And Ray Chapman, the last hope here in the 8th. And he lines one, but that is not deep enough. Caught near the track. Brooks has got it. Nice catch against the wall. And our game remains 4-3 as we move now. Bottom of the 9th. Milstead facing Elmer Smith. Can the Cubs hang on to this lead in Game 1? There's a ground ball to second. Close play, but they get him. Adams with the play, and here now is Wabergnas, the hitter. Milstead delivers. This is hit to center field. The catch will be made. That's out number 2. And Joe Evans, the last hitter for the Indians. He grounds it to second. Play should be made by Adams. It is. The Cubs pull off game 1. They win it 4-3. The underdog gets the first blood in the series. They pull it off 4-3, winning it. In the 8th inning with that single run, Ed Klepfer for the Indians pitched pretty good. 2 earned runs in almost 8 innings of work. Heathcote was 2 for 4 for the Cubs with a home run and 2 RBIs. And Grover Alexander into the 8th inning. He gets the win. 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, and 3 earned runs. Milstead with the save, but the Cubs turned it around. They were losing 3-1. They brought 2 back in the 5th inning with a home run, and in the 8th, they win it. And their pen holds on and holds off the Indians at League Park for a 4-3 win. Each team with 6 hits, and the Indians with the air. But the Cubs take the advantage early, flip the series as they went on the road, and now the home team and the favorites try to bounce back as Stan Kowaleski will take the mound against Guy Bush in game number 2. Cubs lead the series, and the Indians looking to rebound. Let's go live to League Park for game number 2 as the action continues. Here we go now, top of the 2nd inning. We got Archan at the plate, 2 on. And this ball's hit into the hole. It's going to be a tough play, but it is made. Runners move along here. 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs. It's going to be Guy Bush with a chance against Kowaleski. There is a strike 3. He looked at him. He had him fooled on that pitch. And the Cubs are going to come up empty here. We'll move to the 4th. Cubs up again. Back up there with 2 on and 2 out. And he come through this time. It's 2-1, and Bush hits this one too. Short play is made the short way, so Bush can't come through again. And we are now bottom of the 4th. Lambergnass is the hitter. He'll line this one up the middle. There's a base hit with 2 outs. Runner's going to move to 3rd, so scoreless game. The Indians have a chance here with 2 outs, and Joe Evans is the man of the moment. He'll line this one. That'll go to the second baseman. Nice play there. Sharply hit ball is played nicely. And this game remains scoreless. We're in the 5th. Charlie Grimm, the hitter. And Grimm goes deep to left field. That ball's got some carry right off of the wall. Grimm thought he might have had a home run, but he's going to look for 3. The throw, not in time. A triple for Charlie Grimm with 2 outs here in the 5th. So now the Cubs with a chance, but they can't come through. We'll move to the 6th, still scoreless. Bush, the pitcher, up again for another chance. And he strikes out again. So the pitcher spot, Guy Bush, just not able to come through. Not that you would expect it. Just hasn't been able to drive in the runs in the big spot, and we remain scoreless. 7th inning now. Grimm back up there. Man on first, 1 out. This ball's lined in the right field. There's a base hit by Grimm. So 1st and 2nd, 1 out. 7th inning, scoreless game. Jim Bagby, Mason Mandy Brooks. Here's the 1-2 pitch. This one's lined up the middle. That's through the hole. Runner's going to hold up, so the bases are going to be loaded here for Chicago. And Gabby Hartnett is the man who has a chance to end the scoreless game, but that's hit to 3rd. Plays made at home. So Hartnett can't drive in the run. 2 outs now. Sparky Adams has the chance. Let's see if Bagby can get out of it. This one's hit sharply, the short, but the play will be made there, and there you have it once again. Another scoring chance by the boards, and we are scoreless here, bottom of the 7th. Lambergnass, the hitter. He takes a walk, so a leadoff walk for him. Joe Evans, the hitter now against Bush. Evans puts down a bunt. It's a good one. It's going to move Wamganass to second. So runner on second here, 1 out, scoreless game. And Steve O'Neill takes his turn at the plate. He'll line this one to third. Nice play made there by the third baseman to hold the runner. Out number 2. Defense has been great in this game. Jack Graney now the hitter. And Graney goes to center field. That's going to get all the way to the wall. The first run of the game is going to score on the double. 1-0 Cleveland. Wamganass scores, and Graney comes through with an RBI double. 1-0 now the score. We'll move to the 8th. Keep Pettinger up there. Joe Bowling is the pitcher. Pettinger goes into the hole. That'll get through. So a leadoff single for Chicago. Bowling delivers the strike 3 against Jan. He gets him. First out of the inning. And Mike Gonzalez, the hitter. Gonzalez will line this one, but it is too high up in the air. Should be playable. It is. Out number 2. Runner remains on first. Heathcote, the hitter for Chicago. Heathcote lines this one past the second baseman. That's going to get down. Runner moving to third, so the Cubs have runners on the corners. 2 outs. At the plate here is Howard Freegall. Freegall with the chance now to tie the game or better. He lifts this one to left, coming on to make the plays. The shortstop, however, he gets out there. Chapman with the play. This game remains 1-0. We'll move bottom of the 8th. Chris Speaker up there with a man on and nobody out. Brett is the new pitcher. And Speaker goes to left field with a big hit there. It's only the 4th hit for the Indians, but they have the lead. And Ray Chapman now with nobody out lines this one to right. That ball's going to get down. So the base is loaded. Nobody out for Cleveland. A big chance for them here. And here's Wamganass with the chance to break this open. If he can, he hits it. However, the second out is made at first. Relay to first, I should say. There's the double play. Wamganass is the man who cannot come through, and we're going to move all the way to the 9th. Smokey Joe Wood has come in to try to close this one out. The Indians pulling out all the stops here. Smokey Joe Wood is trying to save this game. There's a base hit, however. A good start for the Cubs here in the 9th inning. Grimm on base. Mandy Brooks at the plate. Lined hard into right field. So first and second, Wood has been hit hard. And it is now Gabby Hartnett up there with nobody out. He hits it on a line. What a catch out there in left field. A clutch catch by Smith. Excellent play. The first out, Homer Smith saves the tying run and maybe more with a wonderful play. And Tommy Griffith now at the plate. Griffith will line a single. That ball's going to get down. Runner around the third. He's going to score. Here comes the throw. 2 runs are going to come in. Unbelievable. A 2-run double here. And Chicago takes the lead 2-1. Griffith knocks into Smokey Joe Wood. Cannot hold the lead. Chicago comes all the way back in the 9th inning. And they're looking to add even more. This one's lined down the left field line. That's going to score another. 3 runs in the inning for the Cubs. A double here. And we have a 3-1 ball game. Chicago has finally woke up. They do have 14 hits in the game. We move to the bottom of the 9th. The Indians collapsing here at home. And George Milstead is in for Chicago to try to close it out. Fans on their feet trying to get a rally. Evans gets the walk. Here's O'Neill. This one's hit the third. Playmate at second. Relay to first, not in time, but they get the lead man. Here's a ground ball to third. Play made at second. Relay to first. Double play. Chicago wraps up game number 2, and they do it with a big 9th inning, stunning the Indians in Cleveland. They lead the series now 2-0. It was a great game, but Chicago broke through in the 9th in a big way. Guy Bush pitched well, but thought he was going to get the loss. Not to be. Pinky Pittenger 4 for 4 for Chicago. He drove in a big run there as well. In that 9th inning, looking at the game log, let's look at that inning if we can. Here it is for you, the big hit by Tommy Griffith, who scored 2 on the slant on the double that went to right field, and then Pittenger added to the lead a little bit later, and the Cubs were able to hold on in the 9th, lock the door, as Milstead got his second save of the series, and Chicago is off and running. They won the first 2 games of the series as a major underdog, and the game moves to Wrigley Field, and they are all confident and in control. Can Cleveland recover after being stunned there in game number 2 and losing game 1 by 1 run? Let's see what happens in Chicago. It's going to be Fritz Kuhm for the Indians against Tony Kaufman as Chicago tries to continue the roll and get game number 3 if they can. Let's see what happens as this series continues on. It's all Cubs so far, 2-0. Game 3 is on tap. Series moves to Chicago, and we have some inclement weather, but good enough for baseball here as we are in the 2nd inning, and we have Elmer Smith up there. And Smith will line a shot into the corner into right field, and he'll head to second base. Now on to third with a triple for Smith. Bill Wamganaz now the hitter, and he grounds one into the hole at third. A play will be made, but the run will score. And Cleveland takes a 1-0 lead as we move to the 5th. Steve O'Neill on second. Bagel Roth is the hitter. And Roth is going to hit one deep into left center. That ball's going to roll all the way to the wall. So Cleveland's going to score again to make it 2-0 here in the 5th inning. A double for Roth. All the way to the 8th with 2 outs. Percy Jones facing Ray Chapman, a 2-0 ball game. And this is lined up the middle, a base hit with 2 outs for Chapman. Cleveland has their 8th hit of the game, and Elmer Smith is the hitter. Smith will hit it very short of the infield, and it's an infield hit. And Wambergnass is back up there with 2 outs. And he lines a single up the middle. Runner around the third, fire to third. They're going to get the runner at third. But the run does score, and that makes it 3-0. Looked like maybe the out was before the run crossed the plate, but they give the run to the Indians, and we move to the 9th. The Cubs trying to rally with 2 outs. Charlie Grimm at the plate against Frank Kuhm. He represents the tying run. 2 outs. And he lines one into the gap. One run's going to score. The Cubs getting on the board here, and it's 3-1. Only their 4th hit of the game, and now they got a big threat as the winning run comes to the plate. And the tying run's on base for Tommy Griffith, who's facing Smokey Joe Wood with 2 outs. And this one's hit to first. Nice backhanded play there. Harris makes the play, and this game is over. The Cleveland Indians win game number 3, 3-1. They get on the board in the series with their first win. Fritz Kuhm goes into the 9th inning, almost completes it, but does get the win. Tony Kaufman, the loss for the Cubs, and Bill Wamganaz, 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs in the win. So Chicago cannot continue their momentum at home. They drop the game, and Cleveland jumps back into the series as every visiting team has won each game we have played, setting up a competitive series once again. We look at game number 4, where Guy Morton is going to face Sheriff Blake in the pitching matchup for game number 4 as this series continues. I apologize for my raspy voice. I am fighting a little bit of a cold, but baseball continues, and we will continue this series as we move forward. Hopefully, we'll continue to see some good baseball. The defense and the pitching have been good thus far. You can see some low-scoring games and some really good performances from both teams, even with the Cubs, who are the underdogs. But the series might turn as we move now to Game 4 and head live to Wrigley Field. For the first inning, we got Brago Roth at the plate. Reminder again, Chicago leads the series 2-1. And there's a drive in the left field. The outfield was shifting him towards center, so that's going to be an easy double for Roth. Better view here, and here we go now with Tris Speaker at the plate with the man on second. There's a line drive. That's going to get through the hole, so run around in third. He's going to try to score, and Speaker drives in the run, and it is 1-0 Cleveland here in the very first inning. Mandy Brooks, the hitter. Brooks is going to line a shot in the left field, so the bases will be loaded here for Chicago. Bottom of the first inning. Gabby Hartnett, the hitter, with 1 out. And this ball is driven deep to left field, all the way to the wall, looking up, and it's gone. A grand slam for Hartnett, making it 4-1 Chicago. They answer in a big way here in the first inning and take the lead from the Hartnett grand slam. Moving to the second. Heathcote's the hitter. Guy Morton now the pitcher, and this ball's drilled deep to right center, and this ball's way back and out of here, 441 feet on a monstrous blast by Heathcote. 5-1 Cubs now. 5-3 as we move to the bottom of the fifth. First and second for Hartnett back at the plate. Rhett Torkelson's the pitcher, and Hartnett again deep to left field. This one's gone. A 3-run homer by the Cubs catcher. What an afternoon he's having. 7 RBIs for Hartnett. 2 long home runs. And just like that, it is 8 runs for the Cubs. 8-4, however, is our score. We're bottom of the 6th. Heathcote back at the plate. He's already homered. And he's going to go deep again. His second homer. No, just off the top of the wall. So Heathcote looking for a triple. He'll have it. Dives in there safely. So the Cubs continuing here to swing the bats well. But we'll move to the 7th. 8-4 our score. Speaker's at the plate with 2 on. Wilbur Cooper delivers. There's ball 4. So the Indians now have the bases loaded for Ray Chapman. It's a 4-run ball game. There's a strikeout. So Chapman is the first out of the inning. He can't capitalize here. And Elmer Smith is the hitter. Smith is going to line one deep to right. That's going to get down up against the wall. That might clear the bases. Smith heading for third. It will. It is a 3-run triple by Elmer Smith. And this game is very tight now, 8-7, as the Indians come roaring back here and now have the tying run at third base. Jack Graney, the hitter. Midfield has come in, only 1 out. That is the new pitcher, and there's a line drive base hit. The Indians come all the way back here in the big 7th inning refusing to relent here. It is 8-8 our score. And Joe Evans, the hitter, with one out. He hits a line drive to left field. That's going to be a single. So more activity here for the Indians. Steve O'Neill, the hitter. He hits a ground ball. This might be two. Relay over the first. Not in time, but they do get the lead man. So 2 outs here. Harry Turner, the hitter. Big spot. He strikes out. So Turner can't give his club the lead. We'll hit the 7th inning stretch, but the Indians in a big way come back to tie this ball game. Charlie Grimm now the hitter. We're in the 7th inning. This is a base hit that goes down to right field for Grimm. Mandy Brooks now at the plate. Brooks will hit this one to right. That should be playable. It is. First out of the inning there. Here's Hartnett. Hartnett hits one high in the left, but this will be playable. Another out there. So 2 down. Sparky Adams at the plate. Adams will hit this one to third. Tough play there. No play there. An infield hit. So runners now first and second. Tommy Griffith, the hitter. 2 outs. Griffith will hit this one past the third baseman. Runner around in third. He's going to try to score. Throw to the plate's going to be late. And the Cubs take the lead here, 9-8. We'll move to the 8th. Brago Roth at the plate. Percy Jones, the hitter, trying to hold the lead. But there's a walk. Joe Harris now facing George Duland. This ball is bunted. Play at first. Runner advances to second. So some small ball here by Cleveland. Chris Speaker in a big spot with 1 out. And Speaker lines one to right. That's going to tie the game into the corner. Speaker comes through here with, it looks like a triple. Yes, indeed. 9-9 our score. Hats off to the Indians here in this ball game. They fought back continuously. And a triple by their Hall of Famer. So 9-9 we go. It is now Elmer Smith with 2 on. Infield in. And line drive up the middle. That's going to get through. Smith gives the Indians the lead in a wild ball game. 10-9 our score. Billings the hitter. This one's popped up on the infield. Should be playable. It is for the second out of the inning. Adams has it. And Joe Evans now with 2 outs. Gets it to second. Play is made, but the Indians take the lead in this game. 10-9. Turning it around. Bottom of the 8th, here's Michaels. Some bowling. And this ball is hit deep to right field. Way back, heading towards the wall. Looking up, it is caught. However, Roth has got it. 2 outs here for Howard Freegaw. Freegaw is going to hit this one up the middle. There's a base hit. Here's Charlie Grimm, 2 outs. Grimm hits a shot. That's a fair ball. Grimm comes through again with 2 outs. The runner on the move. He's going to try to score. Charlie Grimm ties the game up at 10. The Cubs coming back. What a game we got here in Game 4 in Chicago. 10-10 our score. Mandy Brooks, the hitter. Brooks is going to hit this one on a liner. That ball's going to drop. Runner holds at third, so with 2 outs, we got runners on the corner for Hartnett. But Hartnett can't come through. He pops it up. Play's going to be made there. So we'll move to the 9th. We are tied at 10. Steve O'Neill at the plate. Milstead is the new pitcher for Chicago. This ball is popped up to left. Should be playable. It is. 2 outs now for Roth. Roth hits it to right, but this should be playable as well. It is. We'll move to the bottom of the ninth inning. We are tied at 10. Sparky Adams at the plate for Chicago. 2-2 pitch. Grounded too short. Play will be made there. Chapman does the honors with the out. And Art John, the hitter, with 2 outs. John will line this one to the wall out in left. So John looking for 3. It's yet another triple here in this ball game. John at third with 2 outs. He is the winning run here at the bottom of the ninth inning. And Ike McCauley with a chance to end this game. Smokey Joe Wood has come on. This ball, however, is hit to second routinely. Play is made. We move to the 10th inning here. We are tied at 10. Extra innings. Vic Keane has come on for Chicago. Facing Joe Harris. Harris will line this one for a single to right field. A good start for the Indians. Here's Speaker again. Speaker will line this one to second. Infield single there. That's danger here now for the home team as Ray Chapman is up with 2 on. Nobody out. He lines up fly ball. That ball might drop. It does. Run around in third. He's going to score. And the Indians take the lead here in the 10th inning, 11-10, with 2 outs now. It's Joe Evans looking to hold on the lead. He hits a hard shot. That's going to get through. 1 run in. Another man trying to score. He will. A 2-run single. Joe Evans comes through, and it's 13-10 Cleveland. We'll move bottom of the 10th. Mandy Brooks with a man on, 2 outs. This one's hit to right field. Should be playable. It is. No, it drops in front. Thought he had a beat on it. So the Cubs remain alive here. Gabby Hartnett, who has 7 RBIs in the game. The tying run at the plate. Let's see what he can do. He takes ball 4. The Cubs refuse to lose here. Bases loaded in this crazy game. Winning run at the plate and Sparky Adams. Tying run at first. Smokey Joe Wood delivers. 2 outs. 13-10 our score. And there's a walk. Ball 4. 13-11 our score. The winning runs are on the bases. Edgar Stats is the hitter in the biggest spot of the series. He hits it, however, on the infield. That's going to be an infield hit. No play can be made. Would you believe it? Jigger Stats makes it 13-12. And Art John now up with a huge opportunity to tie the game or win it. 2 outs still. Unbelievable. Here's a ground ball. The third play will be made, however. Yes, it is in time, and the Indians escape unbelievably. 13-12 in one of the wildest games we've seen so far. Cleveland pulls it out. The Cubs cannot rally completely. They leave the bases stranded and loaded in the bottom of the 10th. What a game we had. Gabby Hartnett, of course, 7 RBIs. He got them all early. Chris Speaker, 3 for 3 with 2 RBIs and 3 runs. Charlie Grimm, 3 for 4. 4 runs scored for him. What a ball game we had. Wood gets the win. Keane gets the loss. There you see the box score, or the numbers, I should say. You can see there the 10th inning, especially. You can see the amount of hits. Just an unbelievable ball game. One for the books. But it's Cleveland in the end who wins it on the road and ties the series at 2. What a game. 13-12 the final. And this series now is all even. It now becomes a best of 3 as we got one more game left in Chicago before now we're guaranteed to head back to Cleveland. You can see some of the quick numbers here. Charlie Grimm batting over 500 so far for the series. And you can see here as well, Cleveland has Bragel-Roth at 400, Tris Speaker at 357 as the series continues after that amazing ball game number 4. So game 5 now, we have Ed Klepfer facing Grover Cleveland Alexander. It's a rematch here of Game 1 for game number 5. Crucial game of the series. The Cubs are really going to want to take advantage here at home before they head out to Cleveland. Let's catch our breath after a crazy game number 4 and pick it up again in Game 5 from Wrigley Field. Let's see where this story and this series goes from here. And after an amazing Game 4, we have an extremely different ball game playing out here in game number 5. A scoreless game all the way in the 6th inning. And Cleveland is pitching a no-hitter and are trying to take the lead here. Into the 6th we go. Joe Harris, the hitter, with Bragg Roth on second base. 1 out. Pete Alexander is the pitcher. And this ball's drilled deep. And what a catch out there in left field. An amazing grab. John makes it on his belly. He makes a diving catch. Runner moves to third. 2 outs here. Speaker still has a chance to give the visitors the lead, but he strikes out. Alexander gets him, and this amazing ball game now remains 0-0 as we move bottom of the 6th. No hitter's gone. Ed Klepler now has to worry about the lead as Cliff Heathcote is at the plate with John on second, and this ball is hit past the shortstop. So with 2 outs, runners on the corners here for the Cubs, and Howard Freegall's the hitter. Let's see if Klepfer can get out of this. Here's the pitch. This ball drilled to short. Nice play there. They will get out of it. A very nice play by Chapman at short. This game remains 0-0. We move to the 7th. Alexander strikes out Wambergnass on a nice pitch, a 1-2 changeup. So we move to bottom of the 7th now. Sparky Adams, the hitter, with the man on. This ball's hit into right field. Runner moving to third. Throw coming in. It's going to be late. So the Cubs here have runners on the corners with 2 outs, and Pettinger has a chance. He grounds it, however, the third. Play should be made there. It is. Nice play by the third baseman, Evans. This game remains scoreless to the 8th inning. Bragg Roth, the hitter. And Roth goes deep to center field. That ball's got some carry all the way up against the wall. Roth thinking too. He's got a double. So Bragg Roth here, a 2-out double, standing on second base. And Joe Harris has a chance maybe to give the visitors a lead here. Here's the 0-1 pitch. This ball hit to short. Nice play in the hole. Wonderful play by the Cubs shortstop. Pettinger gets him. We'll move to the bottom of the 8th. And what a contrast we have from the last game we played, which was 13-12, folks. And just one day later, it is 0-0 here in the 8th inning. That's baseball for you. What an outstanding series it's really turned out to be. One of our better ones. Here's Heathcote at the plate here in the 8th inning. Heathcote is going to go to second. Play will be made there for the out. This 1925 Cubs team is playing way above their record here. They could care less who the favorites are. They're getting the job done, at least making it super competitive. Milstead's come in now to face Tris Speaker. We're in the 9th inning. Speaker drills it to center field. That's up against the wall. Speaker in the second base with a leadoff double, so a big chance here for the Indians to maybe get on top here. It is still scoreless, believe it or not. Elmer Smith is the hitter. Speaker's on second. We got a runner on first. Nobody out. And this ball's drilled into the hole. Speaker thinking he's going to score. Throw to the plate. In time, they get him. Wonderful throw from right field to get Speaker at the plate, and we remain 0-0. With a bullet of a throw, gets the man as Speaker risks the score, but he's thrown out, and now we move on here to the next batter. Wambergnass is the hitter with 2 on. Wilbur Cooper's come on. And this ball's popped up. That should be playable. The shortstop's got it. So 2 outs for Joe Evans. Still danger here for the Cubs. This ball's hit to second. Play is going to be made. Chicago gets out of the threat here in the 9th inning. And we'll move to the bottom of the frame now. Frigga facing Joe Bolin as the bullpens have taken over. 0-0 ball game. Full count. This ball's hit up the middle, but the play is made by the second baseman who was shifting over. Frigga is retired. And here's Mandy Brooks, the hitter. 0-0 our score. Brooks is going to line this one down the line. That's a fair ball. Brooks is thinking 3. No, he's going to hold up at second with a double. So 2 outs. Runners on first and second. And Sparky Adams has a chance to be a hero. He comes up and hits it over the third baseman's head. Runner's going to hold up, however, so the bases are going to be loaded. A little blooper gets through there. And Pinky Pettinger, the man at the plate. Base is loaded. 2 outs. Scoreless game. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And this ball is drilled to right. It'll drop. Cubs win it. Walk-off style here in game number 5. The crowd going crazy. Chicago will take the lead in the series. What an amazing game this was as well. 1-0 the final score in a pitcher's duel. And it is Chicago who takes the series lead 3-2. Pittinger with the RBI in the 9th inning, walking off a 1-0 game. Pete Alexander pitched very well, as did Ed Klepfer. Elmer Smith 3 for 4, but Cooper is the decision and the winner. And Bolin's the man who led up the winning run with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning, allowing the Cubs to walk it off. What a couple of games we've had here in games 4 and 5. And Chicago gets what they need in control before we head out to Cleveland. Where else, fans, can this series go? What a battle by these two teams. And the Cubs up against Cleveland, 2 teams from similar eras, just going back and forth here in some awesome action. And game 6 now moving on as Guy Bush faces Stan Kovaleski. I have no idea what's going to happen, as every game's been exciting. Let's see if the Indians can survive, or can the Cubs actually end it here on the road, avoid a game 7, and get the job done. Only one way to find out. Let's head out to the action at League Park as we move back to Cleveland. Chicago and Cleveland in an absolute battle. Let's see if the Cubs can close out the series. Game number 6 here at League Park. We adjust our camera angle. We're ready for action. It is Cliff Heathcote at the plate for the first inning. Game number 6 of this best of 7. Chicago leading 3-2. Here's a fly ball to center field. That ball's going to get all the way down. It's a double. A Speaker couldn't get it, so Heathcote doubles to start this ball game off. But we move to the 3rd, still scoreless. Mandy Brooks with a man on 2nd. This ball's hit deep to left field. That ball's got some carry to the wall. Home run, 2-run home run. Gopher ball is Brooks goes deep, 2-0 Chicago. Here in the 3rd inning. 4th inning now. Guy Bush up there with the man on 2nd. And this ball's hit deep to right field. That's up off against the wall. It's going to be a triple here for Bush. 3-0 Chicago. They are smelling it here in Cleveland. It is Chicago who is looking to close out this series. We move bottom of the 4th. Elmer Smith hopes to wake up the Indians. And he lines a shot here to left field that will drop with a man on. So 1st and 2nd, nobody out. Guy Bush delivers. This ball's hit up the middle. That's going to get through. Lavignas gets the hit. Bases are loaded. 3-0 ball game is in jeopardy here as Joe Evans is the hitter. And Evans is going to hit one to center field. That should be playable. It is. Runner will tag. Here comes the throw. Not in time. Cleveland gets on the board. 3-1 our score. Chapman is safe. And Steve O'Neill is the hitter. O'Neill lifts this one to center field. Out comes the second baseman. He's got it. Second out of the inning. Kovaleski, the pitcher, now up there. He hits a ground ball to second, taking it to the bag on a close play. Adams makes it 3-1 and remains our score. Chicago is in control. Bottom of the fifth. Bragg Roth at the plate. And this ball is taken to second, but gets through. Roth, it's going to be deemed a single. Joe Harris, the hitter. And Harris goes to second. Only play will be made there at second base as the pivot is made, but the double play not made. And Chris Speaker, the hitter, fifth inning. Speaker takes ball 4, so with 1 out, the Indians here have Ray Chapman at the plate. Push delivers. Chapman hits it into center field. This ball is going to get down at the wall. Here comes Speaker, hold it up at third. It is 3-2. The Indians climbing back here in this ball game. A double by Chapman. And Elmer Smith a chance here to tie it up or better. He hits it to second, however. That'll hold the runners. So Chapman cannot come through. And Wabiganas, now the man at the plate. He hits it to right. This ball's going to be caught. Nice catch up there near the wall by Heathcote. So 3-2 remains our score. We're in the 6th inning. Colley, the hitter, he takes ball 4. So with 1 out here, the Cubs have runners on first and second. Heathcote, the hitter. This ball's hit to third. Play will be made there, unassisted. So with 2 outs, Howard Frigal, the hitter. He strikes out, so the Cubs cannot add to their lead. It remains 3-2 here. We'll move bottom of the 7th. Joe Harris, the hitter. There's a ground ball. That's going to get through. So Harris, representing the tying run, he's on second now. His Speaker's at the plate with 1 out. Speaker lofts this one to right, but should be playable. It will be. Heathcote got the catch, and Ray Chapman up there now with a runner on second. 2 outs, 1-run game. This ball is also lifted to right. Heathcote coming out. Settle at threat, and the Cubs holding on to their 3-2 lead here. Bottom of the 8th. Wilbur Cooper facing Louis Gusto. This one's going to be single to left field, so Gusto's on. Wabiganas at the plate. He puts down a bunt. He'll be made at second. Runner moves along, so with 1 out, the Indians have the tying run at third. And Joe Evans with the chance. Duke Brett, the new pitcher. There's a strikeout. So Brett comes through, and now it's Steve O'Neill who's the hitter. 2 outs, tying run on second base. He hits it to third. Play made there, and it is made indeed. A nice play by the third baseman. Cleveland cannot score. We move bottom of the 9th. The Cubs looking to end this series. George Milstead in there against Jack Graney. And the Indians rally. Here's a little looper that's going to drop 4 hits, so a good start there as Graney gets on. It's the 11th Cleveland hit, and Bragg Roth, the hitter, he puts down a bunt. It's a good one. Runner moves to second, 1 out. And Joe Harris a chance here. He hits it to center field, but this one's caught. So the Cubs 1 out away from ending this series. And Chris Speaker, the last man standing. Runner on second. And the Cubs end it. Here's the pitch. Line drive. That's through. Run around the third. He's going to try to score. He will. Tris Speaker a clutch single left field to keep the Indians alive. They we're down to their last strike, but Speaker says no. What a dramatic hit by the Hall of Famer and Ray Chapman. And Ray Chapman now the hitter. He hits it back to the mound. That'll be playable. The Cubs get the third out, but in dramatic fashion, fans. It is the Indians who tie it up and send this game the extra inning. So we'll move to the 13th now. This is a 4-4 game. Heathcote's the hitter. Another incredible game we have going on here. Fritz Coombe is the man pitching it, and Heathcote hits it to first. That'll be unassisted. Here's Freegaw. He takes ball 4, so Freegaw gets on. With 1 out, Ralph Michaels the hitter. Michaels lines this one hard and up against the wall. Runner headed to third. He's going to try to score. He will. Triple indeed for the Cubs. Speaker throws it in. But the run scores, and it is 5-4 now Chicago. We'll move to the bottom of the 13th. Chicago getting their third chance to end this series in this game. Vic Keane facing Jack Graney. This ball is hit into right field. Once again, Cleveland gets the tying run on base, just refusing to quit. Bragg O'Roth now the hitter. He puts down a bunt. He's going to head for first. Play will be made, but runner moves to second. We've been here before. Can the Cubs close it out? Joe Harris, the hitter, with 1 out. Ball 4. He takes it outside, and now that man again, Chris Speaker at the plate. Another dramatic spot. First and second, 1-run Chicago lead. Here's the full count pitch. Ball 4. They pitch around Speaker. High dramatics here in Cleveland as Ray Chapman's up there. Infield is in. Chapman lines a single. It's going to drop in there. 1 run in. Here comes the winning run round at third. Believe it or not, they did it again. The Indians come from behind to beat the Cubs 6-5 in 13 innings. Ray Chapman, a 2-run single. They're going crazy in Cleveland because the Indians make it happen, coming from behind both in the 9th inning, the 11th inning, and then in the 13th to save their series and the game. What a finish we had at League Park. Chapman 4 for 7, 2 doubles, 3 RBIs. Joe Harris 3 for 6. Kowaleski pitched earlier decently, but it was the end that really mattered. Coombe gets the win, his second of the series. Keane, another loss. What a series we are having. Some of the most dramatic games you can imagine. 13-12 in Game 4. Game 5, 1-0. And Game 6 went 13 innings, seesawing back and forth and forcing a Game 7 in this series. I honestly think one of the best series we have seen so far between two teams, refusing to quit, refusing to lose, and now it's all coming down to the last and final game in this series. It's going to be Tony Kaufman against Guy Morton. Everything on the line. No tomorrow, fans. Game number 7 of this very exciting series. Hope you're enjoying it as much as we are. Let's wrap it up and see what happens at League Park. Game number 7, do or die, coming up. Who will win the series? Second inning here, we got the Cubs threatening again. First and second, Sparky Adams, the hitter. He hits it to second. This might be to the flip and the fire. Yes, indeed. Double play there. Cleveland turns it. 4-6-3. We move bottom of the second. Guy Morton, the hitter, with 2 on. And Morton singles to left field. Runner around in third. He's going to try to score. Here comes the throw. Cleveland breaking out ahead here early in game number 7. 4th inning, 1-0. Mandy Brooks at the plate. 2 outs. Full count. This ball is drilled deep to left, looking up past the bushes. Home run here for Brooks. 1-1 game. The Cubs tie it up, not flinching at all. A full count 418-foot home run. Here's Gabby Hartnett. Hartnett goes to the same spot. Deep to left, into the bleachers. Long gone for the Cub catcher. What a series he is having. 2-1 now, Chicago. 472 feet. I think that baseball's still going. What a blow by Hartnett. It is 2-1. Joe Evans now to hit her with the man on. We're in the bottom of the fourth. This is hit to short, flip and fire, double play. So the Cubs will hold on to this 2-1 lead. It is 3-1 now as we move to the fifth. Tony Kaufman holding on here against Joe Harris with the man on. Harris takes ball 4, so it is now first and second, 1 out. 2-run game. Tris Speaker at the plate. Speaker will hit this one to the pitcher. They get the lead man, but can't get the double play. Turned, and Ray Chapman up now with 2 outs, 2 on. Chapman, the hero of the last game, comes through again. A base hit for Chapman. That's going to score a run. Speaker the third. Clutch hitting again by Ray Chapman. It is 3-2 now, our ball game. It's tighter and tighter, and Elmer Smith has a chance with the home team on their feet. Here's a fly ball deep to right. That's going to be caught, however. Top of the sixth now, 2 outs, 2 on. Injures the hitter. Bagby Sr. pitching, and there's ball 4. So Chicago loads the bases with only 1 out. Here in the 6th inning, Art John, the hitter. There's a hot shot hit to short. They get the lead man and hold the score at 3-2. Nice play there by the shortstop Chapman, and Mike McCall with the bases loaded. Has a chance now. He hits it to center field. Good carry on this one. Over the head of Speaker. This might clear the bases. It's going to be a triple for Chicago. They go up 6-2. A huge triple by McCauley, and the Cubs have taken control of this ball game. It is 6-2. Cleveland forced to come back again. Bragel-Roth with 2 outs. He hits it down the line. That's a fair ball to right. Is anybody surprised the Indians come right back, scoring a run here? It's 6-3. They inch closer, and Joe Harris in a huge spot if he can get a hit here. Jumbo Brown, the pitcher for Chicago, ball 4. I swear to you, every game of this series has just been amazing, down to the wire. What a series we've had. Here's Speaker, bases loaded, 6-3 to score. He takes ball 4. That's going to walk in a run. 6-4 is our score. Cleveland fighting back as expected. We would expect nothing different. Ray Chapman, the hitter. What a clutch player he's been, and he comes through here with a grounder, but that's going to be played at second, so the Cubs stop the bleeding. 6-4 remains our score. Bottom of the 7th, Wamganas at the plate. He hits it over the third baseman's head, so there's a hit for Cleveland. Wamganas going for 2. He'll get in there after the error by the outfielder, so that's going to open up the door for Joe Evans with 1 out. Evans, however, strikes out. He can't catch up with the curveball. And Otis Lambeth, the pitcher now, as the Cubs try to rally here in the 8th to add to their lead. Runner on first. Tommy Griffith at the plate. 6-4 game. This ball is ripped in the right. Cubs are going to add insurance. This is going to be a double, and it is 7-4 Chicago as they inch closer to a series win here. Bottom of the 8th, Jack Graney facing Percy Jones. Cubs pulling out all the stops here from their bullpen. This ball's hit to short. That's going to be a very tough play. Not in time there. Pittenger just couldn't get it done, so runner on first. Bragel-Roth at the plate, nobody out. Roth strikes out. That's the first out of the inning. And Joe Harris, the hitter. Ball 4. Nothing coming easy for the Cubs. Speaker up there again. He represents the tying run. He hits a grounder to first. That'll be easy there. The runners advance. The plate unassisted right at the back. 2 outs here for Chapman. Do they pitch around him? McKean, the new pitcher, and this ball is drilled. They pitch to him. A big mistake. Chapman comes through again. He's going to be in there with a double. Here it is, 7-6. Cleveland coming right back. Chapman, a 3-2 count, rips it in the right. Here's Otis Lambeth. Can he tie this game? This ball's hit to right field. On the run there to make the catch near the wall is Heathcote. So the Cubs hold on with their lead, and we are into the 9th inning. 1 out. Charlie Grimm, the hitter. Game number 7. Grimm singles to right. It is the 10th Cub hit in this ball game. Wangans is the hitter now. Bottom of the 9th. Last chance again for Cleveland. They've been here before. Great play by the shortstop there. Nice play, but the throw gets away. And Cleveland has the tying run on second base. A beautiful play by Pittenger to pick it up, but the throw wasn't true. And now we got a runner on third. Nobody out. And Joe Evans, the hitter. Infield is in. Elmer Jacobs, the pitcher. This is hit to second. Play will be made there. Runner holds. So 7-6 our score. Steve O'Neill, batter. Tying run 90 feet away. And Cleveland come through. This ball's hit to short. And the Cubs get the out again. Pittenger makes it. And could it be that Cleveland can't get the run in with less than, actually no outs with the runner on third? It's going to be up to Jack Rainey. The last chance of the series. Game 7. 7-6 game. This is hit to first. It is taken in by the first baseman. And the Cubs will win it. They will win it. Unassisted is the play at first, and Chicago takes Game 7, 7-6. The 25 Cubs, the underdogs, win an unbelievable series in 7 games. Even this last game came down to the absolute last pitch. Gabby Hartnett 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored. Chapman 3 for 5 for the losing side, and Kaufman actually gets the win. He went 5 strong, striking out 1, walking 3, allowing 2 earned runs. Morden gets the loss, and Jacobs the save at the end. Game number 7 in dramatic fashion goes to the visiting Cubs. They take the series in 7. So much to say about what happened here in this series. So many games close and nip and tuck, especially Game 4. Game 5 extra innings ended in the Pittenger single. Game number 6 went 13 innings before Cleveland took it, and then the Cubs win Game 7 on the road, building that 7-4 lead, and then they held on in the end to win the series. Looking at the numbers, Charlie Grimm hit .393 for the Cubs. Mandy Brooks, 2 home runs, also hit .333, and looking further down, Gabby Hartnett, 3 home runs, 8 RBIs, hit .250 in the series, had a game where he actually drove in 7 runs. Pitching-wise, you can see here, Grover Cleveland pitching well in his 2 starts, 1.76. Milstead out of the pen, very good, as was Elmer Jacobs. Further down, Kaufman did decently in his 1-1 split starts. Jumbo Brown, not so good. Some of the higher ERAs for the Cubs cost him late. Klepfer especially had a bad series for Chicago in his 2 losses. On the other side, you can see here, Bragel-Roth hit .414 for the series. Ray Chapman, clutch hitting, .387 with 7 RBIs. Little further down, Speaker, .296 with 5 RBIs, but he came through in a couple clutch spots. And further down the pitching, Klepfer Actually, I said he didn't pitch well. He pitched very well. 1.15 ERA, 9 strikeouts for him. I should say Smokey Joe Wood was the one I was looking at, having a rough series. Kepler actually pitched very well, even though he took a loss. Bagby pitched well. Also, Kovaleski very good in his 2 starts. But there you see Smokey Joe Wood at a 12.27 ERA, had a rough series per se. But it cost Cleveland in the end as they lose the crucial Game 7 and lose this series. But boy, was it worth watching, and boy, was it worth following every dramatic moment. Series 146 lasted a while, gave us just about everything, is now in the books. Out of the Park Baseball 20, saved one of the best series here in an unexpected fashion. 2 teams that you wouldn't expect such dramatics from. We got it, fans. And in the end, it's the 1925 Cubs that barely defeat the 1917 Cleveland Indians in 7 games. They win it 4-3 and take it. Thank you for joining us. Hope you enjoyed it. If you feel free to go back and look at some of the games that were just played, feel free to do so. Well worth the viewing. We're glad you can join us and hope to see you coming up here with some more matchups. Have a good one. Again, it's the Cubs who pull it off.